Hello and welcome back to Marauders TV. My name is Tony. We have no Tom this evening. I imagine he's probably watching the football or something as we record this on Sunday the 13th of June. So we're joined today by Darran Palmer, who's our seventh interview, but certainly not the seventh on the list of Marauders, as one of the founders of the club. So I'll rattle through, Darran, if that's all right. So we've got
of course.
Standard interview questions, which people are familiar with now. So who's Darran? Tell us a bit about you.
Yeah, well, from the gaming point of view, because obviously lots of different aspects to everyone, gaming life and then outside of gaming. Gaming's been, 25, 26 years now. Started secondary school, dabbled a little bit, didn't do that much because at that age you don't know how to game properly. Just rolling a bit of dice and guessing at the rules. And then it was pretty much about 18, 19 when I met you.
Yeah.
We were talking about it one day and then obviously started, let's give it a go, see what we can do. Yeah. Bit awkward gaming, no one knows the rules to start with. And then if you remember, New Line Cinema come out with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It was a big film back in the day, still is, but Miniature Range come out, both give it a go. Tried running through the scenarios from the rulebook, enjoyed it, good, silly, fun. And then that got us back into Warhammer, which most people know us from.
Yeah.
Skip down the line, set up Marauders in 2003.
Was indeed.
Yeah, 2003. So it was me, Tony, and Cliff originally as the three founding members. Then many of the others you'll recognise over the time. We've got some newer ones who have only joined recently, some that are long-term members like Tom and Rick.
Yeah.
And then from the club, that just kept growing and growing. And then I opened the Northwest Gaming Centre back in 2010. So 11 years ago.
Long ago, wow, yeah.
That long ago. Yeah, it's a lifetime ago, which is now run by Element Games.
Yeah.
So it's still there, which is a good thing to know. I've moved on to new pastures, dabbled in new business and that. Still trying to game when I can get time. Recently, I've moved across from AOS really into Middle-earth, which has always been a love, even from 2001. Yeah. Also a bit of Necromunda whenever I get time on that as well.
Yeah, no, that's good. So how and when's we've kind of covered. So across all the games, I think you're fairly consistent in the way you play and the way you write lists and whatnot. But what kind of gamer would you say you are?
A lovely, fluffy narrative player. No, I think as daft as it sounds, it depends on the system. Mm-hmm. Necromunda and Middle-earth, I will do the narrative, I'll do the fluffy, and it's great fun.
Yeah.
But then AOS or whatever game system at the time is my tournament game system, War Machine back in the day.
Yeah.
Then I'm quite a hard list builder and a fun competitive player. Maybe not all the opponents agree, especially if they don't have a first turn. But yeah, so AOS or whichever tournament system at the moment, that's competitive play. Other stuff, I'm a fun narrative player. You remember back in the day, Wild West, stuff like that?
Yeah,
so you've done it as well.
Secrets of the Third Reich, we played a bit, and Confrontation. And
all stuff that you can do nice and fluffy, and you don't feel any pressure because it's not a tournament-based one.
Yeah, no, it's the old you side game to give you a rest from your main game, isn't it?
It is, and it's always nice, especially if it's something that you can take with you at the same time. So you might take your main list or your main game AOS, which takes up 10 boxes or whatever it is at the moment, and half of them just for your books, and then you can take a little carry case with everything else for another system.
Yeah, no, it's good. So just rounding out then, obviously, I mean, you and I have been playing Warhammer 6th, 7th, 8th edition, AOS 1 and 2, but we're just coming to the end of AOS 2 now. I know you've taken a bit of a hiatus from it, but I'm sure you've not escaped the news that AOS 3 is around the corner. So what are you looking forward to most from AOS 3?
Giving it a go. AOS 2 very quickly for me went downhill. I felt that the endless spells just become far too powerful for some of the games. And I kept seeing when I was doing tournaments, whether it be me ending my opponent's game really early due to a turn bounce on an endless spell, or that being happening against me from my opponent. And it was nothing that stopped the games working, but it was this one little mechanic that could end the game, especially on certain scenarios.
Yeah.
On a turn bounce. And then I'd seen other games. I remember Mark playing once. I think he was against Wetton or Swiss, and they didn't get their first. Sorry, they got their first turn, which moved forward. Mark got a turn bounce, and it was game over.
Yeah. Well, what's that? Well, I mean, I suppose we're diverting a little bit. I think that's sort of eased out over time, but
yeah. But I think AOS 3 is a fresh chance for the game. A lot of the stuff I've seen coming through looks like there's a lot more going to be balance mechanisms going back into it.
Yeah, it does feel like they've put a lot of effort into making the turn bounce not quite as impactful. Endless spells are a little bit less impactful potentially. So no.
Well, that's it, because even if I take a break from a game, it don't mean I give up on it and rage quit. I've still got the armies. I'll still add to the armies over time.
Yeah, you've still got 40k armies. I can't remember the last time you played 40k.
I love the fluff of 40k. Absolutely love it. It's just a shame the game's not as good.
There you go. So, all right, well, I think we'll wrap up there for this interview, 7th in the series, as I say. So we'll be putting more of these out over the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye out, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and do something else. I'm really bad at this bit. We need to record Caitlin because she's a superstar at it. Till next time. Cheers, guys.